joining our discussion tonight. Our number is 1-504-273-7379.
Hello, Chip.
Welcome.
How was work?
To the Mine Cemetery. How was work?
Yeah.
Stupid as usual.
Very good. Do we have a guest tonight?
In theory.
In theory.
We were to have one.
Oh.
We have publicists and emails and crossing ships in the night. So basically, we didn't get an email back all day because I sent out the confirmation email the day before, and we haven't heard back from anybody.
That's disappointing.
So who knows?
Well, I have plenty of stuff to talk about, so I don't really need you. Or your publicist.
Oh, now you don't need me. Or my publicist.
Nope.
Okay. So, yeah. I went, can I just talk about work for a second?
No.
I have 20 voicemails waiting for me.
20?
Yeah, I'm refusing to listen to them.
Why do you have 20?
I think I'm just going to straight delete them.
That's what I do at my voicemails at work. I never listen to them. I just delete them.
They'll call back.
Or they'll email, in my case.
True.
Which is what I prefer. I tell everybody, I say right on my voicemail, can you just please?
You want to know what's hilarious about me and email? Is I sit and tell them, don't ever email me, but I answer it faster than anything. I'm like, don't you ever email me again. Don't you ever do it. And here I am, just instant reply.
Wow. So then why wouldn't they email you?
I don't know. I'm old and I'm afraid of change.
You're a bad, bad employee.
Employee. Well, that's good. I'm surrounded by slugs anyway, so nobody knows as long as someone's worse than me.
I'm a good employee.
You're one of the only employees.
That's true.
The skeleton crew. Yar.
Very good. Does our listening audience know that my knees are broken?
No.
They are. They're broken. Both of them.
Just one.
Yeah, mostly one. The right one.
That's all right. All right.
Just thought I'd tell you.
You got it drained today.
I did. I got it drained.
Faucet up to it.
I got it drained, and I didn't take any painkillers till about half an hour ago.
Center Light is correct, by the way, in the chat room.
What did Center Light say?
Nothing good.
He broke her knees. That's the rumor. Yeah, the rumor is that Chip broke my knees. He's a violent man. And,
definitely violent.
Not very loving.
I'm not a very caring, gentle lover.
No. Yeah, it wouldn't be on your tombstone, no. It's mostly going to be like...
Tombstone?
Yeah,
pizza, or...?
Chip's tombstone is going to say this. He was pissed.
He was pissed for a majority of his life, yes.
Yeah. No,
of serenity and an overall pissed-off life.
Legit, how I injured them, there was no injury. It's just chronic pain that compiled until I ripped some muscles. So, yeah. Nothing interesting. But I am going with the defense that Chip broke both of them.
Yes. Push her down the stairs.
Well, And I'm going to say that I was pregnant, too, when he would push me down the stairs.
Was pregnant.
Because that's how it is.
It is the operative word.
Anyway, moving on to more interesting paranormal-typey topics.
Kind of paranormal. Because I'll just say the devil made me do it.
Psy Poet lives on Tramadol. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I have Tramadol, Vicodin, and Tylenol 3 and Percocet. My doctor spared no expense. He said, here, have some narcotics. You're not addicted to heroin or anything.
On me.
I said, I will be after this.
Thanks, Doc.
I'll just
see straight.
I'll be a heroin addict after this. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks, doctor. She's not getting out of bed.
No, I'm not in pain, but I also can't feel my face. Is that normal?
He says, what face?
Okay, yeah. So I haven't gone to the bathroom in 3.5 weeks. That's normal, I guess.
Interesting.
Anyway, paranormal.
You're like a camel.
True Blood premiered last night. The new season.
I don't want to talk about True Blood yet.
I don't care what you want to
talk about. I got some announcements.
I want to talk about what our audience wants to talk about, and they want to talk about
I want to get to the announcements.
Because it's paranormal.
These are paranormal.
Well, True Blood's paranormal. Season premiere last night. It was sexy as ever. Very, very good. I was happy with it.
I hate you.
We're back into the action, except some teasers / spoilers. Eric had sex with his sister right on the show. So that means he's no longer with Sookie. That kind of sucks. But Eric is my favorite. Excuse me. Eric is my favorite character.
Use your mic next time.
Oh, I'm so sorry. He is my favorite character. So, yeah, it was also the season finale of Mad Men, which was disappointing at best. Somebody tweeted today, "What happened in Mad Men this season?" I tweeted back, "Nothing at all."
Nothing.
That's what
I actually have some insight on the Mad Men part, which is actually could be considered paranormal later on. I was doing some looking online.
Well, can you give us it now? Because you've already
No, because I have announcements.
Oh, Christ. Go
You're
ahead.
going on with Sookie Suckface and Stupid Vampire Fest.
All right, go ahead.
Can I go now?
Yeah.
In Raleigh, this Thursday, I won't be going to the Chaps meetup, by the way. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. I muted my mic like a normal person should do. But what I'm doing is I'm going to the Murphy Scholars charity basketball game.
And by charity, you mean the charity is they're letting you play?
No. Good call. Good call. It's very close. No. That's coming on Sunday in that league. That's the charity league. I think it's this Sunday. At least I hope not.
Get to the point here, Rambling Man.
Well, Rambling Man is going to this because I work with a guy, which is the guy's son, Richard Murphy. Richard J. Murphy Memorial Game. It's going to have Anthony Richardson, Shavik Randolph, Sean Robertson, Will Roach, DJ Thompson, Jeff Monroe, and Nick Caston. These guys are triangle basketball studs, for lack of a better word. You probably remember Shavik Randolph from Duke, and most of them have played either in Europe or in the NBA or whatever, you know. So they're going to be going there, and $10 at the door, $5 for kids, and guess who else is going to be there?
Who?
Clay Aiken.
Okay.
So I'm going to go.
Okay.
And I think if you're in the Triangle area, you should go as well. Richard J. Murphy was the principal, evidently, at Leesville Road High School. Do you remember him at all when you were going there?
No, I was high.
I was high. He passed away, I think, last year, and Richard, his son, I work with, put this together for a scholarship program they're getting ready to do, or they're doing. So head out there if you're in the Triangle area and support the Richard J. Murphy Memorial Game and see some basketballers.
Okay.
This Thursday night at 5:45 is gates open, tip-off at 6:30. So there you go. There's that. What do you think of that, Nicole?
Great. Fantastic.
Okay. A lot of people are going around here. It's a big deal. You get to see
Am I invited to this one?
How's your knee?
Good enough to go.
Oh, it's good enough to go? Okay, we'll go then. We'll bring Trey.
Usually Chip tries to hide me from his coworkers.
No, you're all gimpy all the time, so...
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
And Jim Light made a comment in our chat room.
Yes.
She said, too bad that she got chubby.
Yes.
I would like to say, Jim, that's just more cushion for the pushing.
I was high in a lowrider, she says. Were you listening to lowrider in the lowrider at the time? Hopefully.
No, I remember when I was in high school, I went to Leesville High School, the school that Chip was referencing, for a total of 3 months in my senior year. And I remember one day I was a little high, and I drove to school. And I fell asleep in the car in the parking lot at school.
How did you fall asleep in the parking lot at school?
In my car.
God.
In the parking lot. It was pretty comfy. And one of those, those on high school ground cops, those rent-a-cops, comes up rapping on the window. Shouldn't you be in class? This is my class. He's like, no, this isn't a class. I mean, what are you doing?
He entertained it.
I was like,
this isn't a class?
I made up something like, oh, this is my study hall. I'm studying. And he's like, you were sleeping? And I was like, no, I was going over my notes in my head. I don't know. It kind of worked. Meanwhile, I have 2 roaches in my ashtray of the car. I'm holding a half pound or something because I was stupid. Sleeping in the in the high school parking lot.
I don't understand. Yeah, all I can remember about being up that early is walking to school saying, this is too early for anything.
That's why I drove and then would just fall asleep in the parking lot.
And I'm like, normal people don't do this, is what I kept thinking.
So then when I got busted doing that, I made friends with this girl who, her house is right behind the high school, literally right behind it, right? So she has this tree house that is awesome, okay? So then my mom started dropping me off at school, so then I would get out at, just kind of walk into school and walk out the back door and walk to my friend's tree house and just sit in the tree house and smoke weed.
A tree house, for God's sake.
And then go to sleep. It was nice.
Nice.
It was a nice treehouse. I wish I had a golf cart.
I never skipped school all that much. I just would walk out.
Wow, what a good kid you were. You make me feel
it wasn't all the time. You're going to notice when I'm not around. So
I never showed up.
Yeah, that was the problem. I was too consistent. So they notice when you're not there,
Yeah, they didn't even know my name. Nobody knew none of the teachers knew who I was once I switched schools. The first school I was at a Catholic high school. And the thing about private schools that they don't tell you is that all those nice, cool civil liberties or whatever that protect kids in public schools, that don't fly in Catholic schools.
They're raping.
And my car got searched 20 times at that school. I got searched probably 50 times. And they don't even play. They don't have to have a female there to search you. No. I got searched by monks. Okay?
Dudes are patting you down.
Brother Gary would follow me down the hall. He'd be like, Nicole, I smell a little ganja coming off you. I'm like, oh.
First of all, he called it ganja.
First of all, yes, he did.
Effing priceless.
Second, he smelled it on my hair, so then said that was enough reasonable cause to search me.
I'm going home, is what I tell you.
One time I just said, why even waste your time? Just give me suspension. It's fine. I don't care.
I'm doing you a favor.
They had ISS, which was in school at the time, so the janitor run that, and you just followed the janitor around all day and did little tasks, right? But a little-known fact for anybody that's going to Cardinal Gibbons High School in Raleigh, North Carolina, buy the janitor 2 packs of Newports and some Bojangles, you get to go home.
That kind of sounds incredibly racist.
No, I'm not. It's not racist. It was... It was...
Oh, that's horrible.
Anyway, why are we talking about high school? Let's get on to paranormal.
One of my buddies at work would think that was hilarious, by the way, because we joke all the time. It's a good time. Had my all. Speaking of one of my friends at work, her mom is in the hospital today with heart problems, which sucks. So if you are in the ballpark of believing in demons and all that bad stuff, you should be in the ballpark of belief. So pray for her tonight and this week, and hopefully she'll recover and nothing bad will happen. I only think about it because I lost my mom and I wasn't given a heads up on anything. So if some of the listeners could do that, that'd be nice, don't you think? Think some good could come out of this show for once instead of chaotic bad. What do you think?
I don't know.
Oh, and my dad's back is degenerating, evidently. So pray for him, too. And his back. And my dad medicates himself, by the way. No. Just kidding. So, I got that going for me. But go ahead and talk about True Blood again.
Okay, after your announcements.
Yes, that's it. Those are my announcements.
Okay. Not much to say about it. For those of you that are fans, this looks like it's going to be a pretty good season. Less witches, and they've totally broke any kind of canon. So if you're one of those sticklers, hey, it's different from the books, yeah, it's not even close to the book series anymore. I mean, what are we on now? Like book 11, 10, 11, and she's still with Eric? Yeah, in the show, she's not, like, even with Eric anymore. I don't know.
Who's Eric?
Eric is sex incarnate.
Is he a dwarf?
Yeah.
Is he like a cherub?
No, he's an Adonis, is what he is. Do you know what an Adonis is?
A guy?
No, shut up. Let's see. So that was True Blood. I told you the Skinny on Mad Men. That's all I really got as far as, crazy TV shows. Y'all know that Walking Dead is coming back in October, which is tight. And there's supposed to be like this week-long Walking Dead festival in July AMC's doing. For those of you on Dish Network, sorry to hear about the problems you're having with AMC. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, and you know what? For those of you with Dish Network, I hate you. Because I'm sick of hearing of your problems.
Yeah, it's getting a little ridiculous because basically
just get Uverse.
All me and Chip watch is AMC, and they're blasting Dish Network
all day, and evidently online. As soon as you pull up Mad Men, they're going to beat you over the head with. You're going to lose Mad Men, and Breaking Bad, and Rubicon.
Rubicon.
Well, you already lost Rubicon because it's bad, and it's not even fun bad.
So I started watching Breaking Bad, which is actually a pretty cool series. I'm into it, and I'm really happy my brother made the recommendation on that. Speaking of my brother, the new Batman comes out in July.
Really?
For those of you that don't know that, I don't know, but my brother already bought the ticket for me.
How can that happen if nobody knows what day it is?
He knows what day it is. The tickets are on sale now. You can buy tickets online, which I highly suggest you do. If you want to go to the midnight showing, if you're a big Batman fan like I am, I'm a Batman nerd.
Yeah, you and 50 million other people.
And Jim, you did not hear that wrong. Eric is sex incarnate. You can take me to the bank for that. What I need all you ladies in the room to do is go to images.google.com. All right? Type in Eric Northman. And, holy hell. Just, thank me after you're done. And,
that's odd.
Look at the fourth image in. If you go
oh, my God.
Google
listen to her.
And
she's
just
directing
Google
you to
Eric Northman, and Northman is Northman, But yeah,
she's directing you to porn.
It's not porn. It's Eric Northman. And Jim, yes, you did spell that right.
Yeah, good. Lucky you.
On another, I guess, kind of paranormal side note,
yes.
I did blaze through the 50 Shades of Grey books.
Oh,
now,
Lord.
Let me tell you a little.
One?
There's 3 of them.
Oh.
Let me save you all the trouble. I am a fan of degenerate, useless, embarrassing young adult fiction. Okay? I am a fan of gratuitous sex in novels for no reason whatsoever, and stupid romance stories that make you feel flighty. Okay? Love Twilight. I do. I love it. I love the Hunger Games. I cannot get through 50 Shades of Grey. It was so freaking stupid. It literally is a porno in a book. And just like a porno, there is no plot. Okay? The plot is a side note.
Is there a plumber?
No,
Cable guy?
The main attraction there is the sex of it.
Man.
fine, I'm always down for some sex in books, but, I like a story, too. The story is the main draw, and the sex is, like, just the perk, the little extra bit. 50 Shades of Grey, dude, it was just sex. That's it. So save yourself the trouble, save yourself the $30, and save yourself the time. Anybody asks you what you think of it, because, all the ladies are talking about it, it's just a straight porno. And there's nothing scary about it. Everybody seems to think it's about vampires or something. It's not. It's about S&M. Which is also not my thing. Sorry if that's TMI or whatever. So I was kind of grossed out by the majority of it. They're like, oh, let's get a cat's, or what's that called? The 9 of Cats or Cat's Tail?
Oh, for the love of God.
I was like, dude, this is too much. You gotta stop this. What makes it worse is, like, the story is incoherent and, poorly written. Like, it's weird because, like, her plot and her, like, little character development and stuff, it's all really weak. Even her description is crappy. And then she gets to the sex scenes, and, like, they're the most descriptive thing you've ever seen, like, down to, like, drops of perspiration she's describing. It's like this split person, like, I swear to God, the author has, like, she's a schizophrenic or something. I'm assuming it's a woman, because it's very womanly, kind of.
Very woman-centric.
Yeah, I think the author's name is E.L. James, so I guess there's no way to know. I didn't really research whether it's a man or a woman, but I'm assuming it is. But yeah, save yourself the time, don't read those books. I read all 3 of them, they were garbage. All 3 of them were.
All 3?
Yeah, you say, well, if they suck so bad, why'd you read the last 2? Because that's what I heard at work all day today. My response is, when I start something, I gotta finish it, as far as books, or else my head gets stuck in it, and I can't get out of it, so. Well, sorry.
Okay. Can I talk about Mad Men?
Yeah, go ahead.
And the Paranormal Link?
Go for it.
Let me clear my throat. I don't know why, but...
Let me clear my throat.
I had to. Badly. Allergies, I guess. So, I'm looking at what people thought of it, right? Because you and I were both kind of like, what the hell just happened? Right? So that guy that he saw was his half-brother. The guy.
Yeah, we all know that.
Okay. And he's dead.
Yeah, we all know that, too.
But he's seeing him, Don is.
Seeing him because the whole theme of the episode was about deaths and new beginnings, okay? Lane just died. They're expanding the building. The marriage is dying. There's new stuff happening. Peter's relationship or tryst or whatever you want to call it died. It's all about deaths and new beginnings. So they needed a ghost to more formally assert that point for people that are too dense to pick it up in the subtleties. It's not paranormal. It's just Don drinks a lot.
So seeing dead people isn't paranormal?
He didn't really see it.
Well, he certainly stopped. Well, you're right. He was on laughing gas when he was talking to it.
Yeah, for the second time he was on laughing gas. The first time he was all hungover. Okay, that's like telling me, people at the mental institution see a lot of ghosts. Yeah, okay. And okay, Center Light brings up a point. You can see ghosts. Why not? Sure. It's an assumption that you believe in ghosts, which I do not. So that's why I say you can't. But anyway, Don is a heavy drinker. So anybody that is even like a little bit more objective than I am. In a mental institution you could see a ghost is what Center Light meant. Yeah, true that. It's just I don't think anybody that's in a mental institution, you could take their ghost sightings as credible, experiences. Unless they're just like visiting.
And I found out what the old-fashioned was that Don was drinking and what's in it.
That's what my boss gets every time we go to the bar.
You know what it is? It's like
pure
2 shots of booze straight up. It's 2 shots of booze, some simple syrup, and a couple cherries, and an orange, and a lime.
They don't ever put fruit in his. It's always clear. And
really?
He made me drink it one time, and I literally spit it out. Like I couldn't even...
You thought you were going to die?
It was like acid on my tongue. It was horrible. It was the most rancid thing I've ever tasted in my life. But yeah, he pounds them like there's no tomorrow. He gets a double old-fashioned.
A double old-fashioned? That's like 4 shots.
And it's like the size of a soda glass, and by the time
Yes.
you finish drinking it, he's wasted.
Sure. Pounding it.
Okay, so getting on to more serious topics instead of just TV, which me and Chip will talk about all day, if you don't stop us. VZE33 in our chat room here brings up a good point.
Uh-huh.
He/he, and please correct me so I can get your pronoun correct, says most people can't see ghosts, but seeing them isn't always a choice. And I think there's actually a lot more to that person's point than just the surface statement itself. I mean, okay, I can comp to that. Let's assume that ghosts don't exist, okay? Just so you can understand my world for a second. I can still agree with VZE in this case, because even if I believe ghosts don't exist, I can't deny that some people truly, thoroughly, inside and out, believe that they have seen them. And I highly doubt they had a choice in that matter. Does that mean I think that everybody that sees ghosts is crazy? No. I don't ever want to be derogatory or mean, because I don't think people that believe in ghosts are crazy. I really don't. It's just, I just don't believe them. I can't. I don't even know how to describe this. Chip, help me out here a little bit. Because I don't
What's to describe? You don't think they exist, right?
People that say they see them, I really don't think they're crazy. I don't.
So now you don't think people are crazy if they see ghosts or believe in that kind of stuff?
VCE just brought up a good point. Okay. So, VCE says, try to think of gays and substitute the word ghosts. And saying, I assume he or she's point in saying, I don't believe in ghosts is similar to the audacity of saying, I don't believe in gays, which is absurd.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I that's a strong point he or she made. It's just not something I agree with, but I think it's a respectable point. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't think people that see this stuff or say they see this stuff are crazy in any way, shape, or form. But I think there's psychological or environmental experiences that, are interpreted incorrectly or inaccurately.
I have a question when it comes to paranormal experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, when you're talking about respect, period, individuals that have experiences that they share with you, do you respect them as individuals?
Yes. Do
you respect their stories?
It depends on the story.
Or experience?
It depends on the story.
Okay.
Do you want me to clarify or no?
Sure.
So, if you were to tell me...
Take me to the river.
If you were to tell me an alien abducted me when I'm 12, now buy my book to learn more about it, then no, your story holds no merit or credit with me at all whatsoever. If there's any kind of ulterior motivation whatsoever in your story, it loses all value in my mind. I'm not saying it is valueless in entirety. I'm telling you that is my opinion and that is my feeling. And I understand that everybody else does not share that opinion or feelings, and everybody's got to make a buck, right? But when money motivates it, then it holds no water for me. The reason is very personal, because I have said things and done things for the acquisition of large amounts of money that I don't believe or didn't happen to me, and they were total lies. And I'm not like a prostitute or a whore. I'm in marketing. This is what we do. I mean, we lie, we make up stuff, we make you feel good, we manipulate. It's part of the game, man.
Whoa, wait a minute here. Are you admitting that you're a manipulator?
Sure. It's one of my
in front of millions around the world.
Yes. It's one of my strongest skill sets, actually. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead with your story. You asked me, do I respect the story? Do you respect people?
Yeah, no, that's it. I'm just wondering where you cut it off on people when it comes to the respect part of. And is it the point where somebody wants to get their story out to the most people that you lose respect for them?
Yes. No, not about getting your opinion out to most people. I don't really care about getting your opinion out. It's the ulterior motivations that bug me. It's when money is the motivating factor.
Okay, well, I'm trying to dissect the two.
Like,
I'm dissecting the profiteer and the messenger and the individual and the message. You see that? What I just did right there? We're separating those. And I'm finding out which ones you don't care for.
Right.
And you think is full of garbage and wrong.
The hard limit for me, the hard limit that I will call BS every time is if you shove your book or your movie down my throat. Okay? I feel that this podcast, for example, not only do we not charge for this, I've never seen a dime off this, and we paid $100 a month to do this for like a year and a half. Okay, we paid to do this. So I feel like anything we say on here, not that I'm like better than anybody or anything, but I feel that when you remove factor from it, it just makes it a little bit more real. You know, your beliefs or my beliefs are they're more authentic because there's no money behind them, pushing in one way or the other. And anybody anywhere that says they haven't swayed one way or the other, or maybe pushed a point, or maybe coddled or smiled a little bit bigger for a couple extra bucks, is just lying about it. Because, you know, I mean, no matter how much we de-emphasize the importance of money, that's what keeps a roof over your head and your kids safe and all that stuff. It's important.
So, when it comes to, there's a fine line, in my opinion, between being a messenger and being a moneymaker. Don't you think?
Yeah.
And you absolutely have a problem with any kind of profit being made, don't you?
Yes, that is my hard limit.
With any aspect of any of it,
That's
whether it be book or movie or TV show or, you know, I don't know. What else is there? Radio show. So what you're saying is that basically we can't ever make a dime doing this, and other people in our ballpark shouldn't, except for George Norrie.
Correct.
Really?
As soon as you start making money off this, it loses its in my mind. But that is my opinion.
Why does he then...
George Norrie doesn't have authenticity. George Norrie is acting purely as like a bouncing board. He has people come on his shows, and he asks questions that he is pre-fed, okay? He is compensated for the sound of his voice and the ability to hide dead air. He is not compensated for the thoroughness of his opinions or his paranormal beliefs.
You're true. You're true. Or, I mean, you're right. You got a point there, because very little of that show revolves around his beliefs, you know, and he does a heck of a job to leave his opinion out of things because, one, I think he has a brain, and two, I think, well, at least hopefully, he thinks that some of the stuff that's on the show is a little bit crazy.
Okay. I mean, we don't have to glorify George Norrie here. At the end of the day, he's a personality. He's a radio personality, and he's compensated for it. That doesn't... What comes into question is not his story. It's his guest stories. That's where the drawing line is. Now, what runs our world? Okay? Money makes the world go around. So who is getting on coast to coast? People with PR companies. Who has PR companies? Somebody that has something to sell. So the vast majority you hear on a show, to me, it's all BS anyway, because they're touting a book every 3.5 seconds. Well, I have this really deep and serious experience. Buy my book. Buy my book now. And
now, wait a minute. In their defense, we only really plugged their books 3 times during the show.
True, and while I attack George Norrie, I am wholly and entirely attacking us, because we do the exact same thing. But you know what? We cannot get guests on our show unless we plug the books. Our audience likes to hear guests. So, fine. It's a vicious cycle. I've succumbed to it. I'm aware that it's there, and I'm not saying I'm better than it. I'm part of it. I perpetuate the damn thing.
Now, listen, I don't plug the book at the beginning, before the first break, back after the first break, and at the end because I feel obligated to, or if I don't do it, they won't come on and talk. I do it out of common courtesy for the individual because I know they put a lot of work into it, and they're not getting rich like people think.
No, and I don't think they're getting rich.
You may not even be paying the bills with such endeavor.
Honestly, for the vast majority of the authors that either we've networked with or whatever in the paranormal community, I can't imagine they're enough to even claim on their taxes every year off these books. That's not the point for me. It's the fact... The people that I have believed, okay, in the authenticity of their experience, for me, it was a very emotionally trying and deep experience for them, whatever it may be. If it was alien contact, if it was a ghost contact, if it was some kind of demon experience, whatever it was, the people that actually resonated with me, and I thought, there may be something to that, and then I said, no, Nicole, you don't believe in anything. Those people that got me that far, man, they were emotionally scarred in one way or the other. They were tore the hell up, and they're not the type of people that just want to monetize that. Who wants to monetize, say, it's almost like a rape or something, and no disrespect, I'm trying to compare the emotional bruising that these people have expressed to me, and I'm sure it's not even that extreme, but who would want to share that kind of personal, intimate harm, And that's where I lose the monetary factor a little bit. I mean, why would you want to share your story if it really disrupted your way of thinking that much?
Well, I think that's when I think the motivation for getting the message out, whatever message it is you have, of your experience, takes over and turns it into a positive. Don't you think?
Sure.
I think that's the point where the individual who was traumatized, like you're saying, through whichever experience, has to sit and pick up the pieces and move on.
Does writing a book do that?
I would think so. Because
sharing ultra personal details do that? I mean...
Well, think of the reality of it, though, of the book you're writing and the shows you're on. It's a niche market.
You're going to be
really
judged for this, so you're going to be up against the asshole skeptic. Okay, you're going to be up against me someday, and people 100 times worse than me, because I'm kind of a wuss, man. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, you're crazy, and I don't believe anything you say. But there are a lot of skeptics out there that are going to do that. Why would you expose that kind of torment if not to draw up conflict, to sell more copies, man?
Well,
thank you. Psy Poet just said it. Psy Poet just said, I personally cannot tolerate writing of my experiences and fighting with skeptics. That is what I believe. And that, to me, there's more genuine emotion in that and authenticity in that than half the crap I see. Because I feel like somebody that had one of those deep, moving experiences, whatever paranormal facet it was with, wouldn't want to subject themselves to arguing with jerks like me, or jerks way worse than me, and, selling their personal, intimate experiences with, whoever wants to buy it.
You're never going to get away from the skeptic side of the coin, or the jerk skeptic, because that's the other satellite niche cottage industry, if you will, that's come up around ufology and the paranormal. Okay? You need the naysayer, the professional naysayer, okay? And to those individuals,
there's money to be made. That's why they're there. No other reason.
My thing is,
I mean, I'm here. My reason for being here is to support my husband. Other than that, really, I could be playing Xbox right now. I could give two craps. So the only thing I can imagine that would motivate a skeptic to berate people, and believe me, I do believe they
is attention.
Is money. There's follow your nose, honey, because it's somewhere. Selling a book, even selling ad space on a website that you're trying to drum traffic to, whatever it is, there's money somewhere.
Yeah, but can you name any famous skeptics?
Of course I can.
Go for it.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
Next.
What about my $1 Million Challenge? My James Randi.
Okay, there's two. And?
Leonardo.
I mean, I'm not trying to put you on a spot to make you look like a
you're
jerk,
not. Leonardo da Vinci was a skeptic.
He also slept only 3 hours at a time.
Yeah, Leonardo da Vinci was nuts, but that's classic for artists. Plato was a huge skeptic.
And you know what his last words were?
No.
I drank what?
Copernicus was a skeptic.
Copernicus? How could he have been a skeptic? What was he skeptical about?
Everything. It depends on your definition of skeptic, man.
Okay, well, two of the people you named have been dead for like 10,000 years.
Okay, well, those are the only people that mean anything to me. Okay. These jerks that are like, rawr, rawr, I am a skeptical debunker, buy my book, I really don't care. I treat them the same way I treat paranormal believers. I don't want to hear you. I don't care anything that you have to say.
My point is that the naysayer...
By the way, favorite skeptic ever is Voltaire, just so you know.
The naysayer will never be as popular as the believer or the experiencer. But they try. And that's why, as one of my friends at work would say, to a skeptic, you just smile and wave. Because they got nothing. No one will remember the skeptic. You just named two. And that's in the latter half of the 20th century.
Yeah, and I would like to believe, but this is probably not true. I'd like to believe that most skeptics are like me and we're apathetic to the whole thing, and we just don't want to be like, oh, you suck and your beliefs are untrue. Because I don't feel like doing that.
You have to actually work at being a skeptic, I think.
Okay, you say that all the time. You say I'm a bad skeptic because I don't debunk things. Well, okay, so let's take one of
you have to unravel their ideas.
All right.
What you have to do.
Let me use an example that is probably most unwelcome. Okay, looking in my chat room now. Psy Poet, my favorite chat room participants, right? Well, I know that she is a contactee. Now, I like this woman. She is funny. Okay, she amuses me. Am I going to pull her on the show and say, I don't believe anything you said happened ever? Like, what do I have to gain from that? I mean, there is no gain ever. Whatever. I mean, if she had experiences, and that's fine. As long as nobody tries to convince me to believe in it, then I'm not going to sit here and disrespect her experiences either. I mean, let's all just get high and get along, people. Chip, I think your mic is muted.
Yeah, you're right, it is. Well, what kills me about most of these other shows that have individuals on that they blatantly know are full of crap, why have them on? I mean, I've got some names sitting on my desk, some things I've gotten in the mail from individuals, and I've sat and said, do I really want this person on? Because when I've heard them on other shows, I wanted to jump through the speakers and choke the hell out of them because they're so damn stupid.
And there's a good point.
And
it's
entertainment.
You missed that.
You
missed that a ton because Chip gets very irritated when he's listening to a podcast, or even very frequently when he's listening to Coast to Coast. He gets frustrated as all hell, and he forgets that at the end of the day, this is just a movie, a radio show, whatever. It's just something people do while they're playing pogo games or their Xbox or something.
Yeah.
in our chat room says it takes an event to be a believer.
Yeah, it does. It does take something to happen.
You know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's where the denialist comes in for you. But when it...
I guess you'd have to define an event. If, E.T. is literally walking up to me and be like, hey, Nicole, what's up? Do you want to go up to my ship and I can stick something in your butt? Then, I'm going to believe at that point. But beyond that, really, I'm going to write anything off as...
E.T.'s not going to ask you if you want that. They're just...
It was an exaggeration, Chip.
Go. Come with me.
But I'm saying, like, anything less than that, I'm going to explain as the wind or the temperature change or something. I'm going to explain it away.
Like, I'm really torn about having one individual on the show.
Who?
Because I'm not going to name names. It's a female. Let's just put it that way. And a friend of Whitley Strieber, who's, like, on Mount Rushmore, okay, of ufology. So I'm torn because I've heard this woman before, and I couldn't stand her, and yet I know damn well that it's entertainment, and if I want listeners to check out the show either live or in downloads, then I need to have this name come on and to do the dance. But at the same time, I have to sit there and bite my tongue because I don't want to have people on the show to get into arguments with them.
And that's something we've kind of taken a hard stance on our show, and I think it, Joe, you may want to censor me, but I think it pussifies us a little bit. But I don't think Chip and I, either of us, want to spend our Monday nights disrespecting people.
Yeah.
Like, overtly. If you come at me, bro. Well, and, if you come at me and, I don't know, if you're contrarian in nature, or you're coming at me with, like, a derogatory tone or conflicting attitude, then, I'll argue back with you, but I have no desire to just openly say, well, you suck, and everything you said is crap and bullcrap.
Well, I just typed in the chat room, if you're in the chat room, you can see who I'm talking about, that I'm having difficulty with deciding whether or not to have him on, because, it instantly makes me think of, well, what would other shows think? Unfortunately.
And that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, because that's like saying, oh my God, what do the other kids think? Like, that's stupid.
It's so stupid.
Geez, you are an old man. Do you really care what some geeks in internet land think of you?
You're right, because, and here we are, having the old entertainment versus information story, and it's like, I get upset with the other shows that forget, that this is entertainment, and,
they take themselves, like...
too serious, yes.
Yeah.
Too serious. They turn into this pseudo-scientist, this pseudo-intellectual, this raging rectum that's too good for everybody, and I'm like, well, just go lay down, and a couple individuals are going to do that, I guess.
Right.
Because they can't... They've done all they need to do,
Right.
And I don't understand. Maybe you're just bored. If you're just burned out, just say you're burned out, but don't say something pompous like we've done everything we want to do. No, you haven't, Don't just say that. That's
right.
Not true.
Well, that's comping the easy way out anyway. It's just, I'm always conflicted when we have these guests on, because I'm like, a lot of times, we've had some guests able to counter, and in a respectful manner, but some of them are just so sensitive that I don't want to even broach the topic, because I don't want anybody crying on air. I'm the worst comforter ever.
Is, we had to be like, oh, don't worry, she's a skeptic, but,
Yeah, when we first got on the air, y'all probably don't know this, like, people would have to, like, pre-phone interview me before they got on the air.
Yeah, when we were on Blog Talk.
Yeah, to know if they would, like, come on the show or whatever, and I was like, Jesus, I don't even care that much. I'll probably fall asleep halfway through the episode. Why are you even talking to me?
Which you did constantly earlier.
Oh, on Blog Talk, I did it all the time. I would just go to sleep. I was so bored. Anyway, when we get back in our second hour, we are going to cover some news, what we'll do is just run down our highlights from Above Top Secret and some of our other little RSS feeds that we love and admire. So we'll just blow through a lot of that news pretty quickly and see if interest.
Can we fight?
Sorry for ranting so long. I thought this was kind of a productive discussion. I liked hearing the feedback from our chat room, and I wish a lot of them could actually be on the air with us. I think it would be a good discussion.
Yeah.
But,
call in and make Joe work. Yeah,
seriously, make Joe do something around here.
Work it, girlfriend.
I mean, y'all have good points. Even the ones I disagree with, they're good points. Jeez. Yeah.
All right, we're going to go to break now, I guess. So.
Yeah, we got a break. Joe, you ready for break? Yeah.
Yeah, put your hands up in the room, I guess, next time.
All right, cool. We'll talk to y'all in 10 minutes. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Mind Cemetery with your hosts, Chip and Nicole. The phone lines are open, and the number is 504-273-7379. You can ask our guests any of your questions or give us feedback. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and visit our website, mindcemetery.com, for shows, news, and blogs. So, just wrapping up our last segment a little bit, and I'm so sorry for the pre-recorded stuff. We got to record that at some point. It's so grossly inaccurate.
What is so wrong?
I don't like the fact that I said you can ask our guests anything you'd like, because we don't know.
Well, usually we have a guest.
That's true.
So,
anyway,
let the listener be the guest tonight. Who cares?
To wrap up our last segment, there is a quote that I posted on our Facebook today.
Yes, what is that all about?
That seriously is the entire basis for my belief system.
Oh, for the love of God.
And it's actually, and y'all can make fun of me all you want, I'm sure you will. It's actually from a Stephen King book. It's from It. But
nerd alert.
I know. The thing about Stephen King, man, is I live for his, moments of brilliance, and they're, embedded in his books. But anyway, his quote goes, "It's offense you can't live with, because it opens up a crack inside your thinking. And if you look down into it, you see there are evil things down there. And they have little yellow eyes that don't blink. And there's a stink down there in that dark. And after a while, you think maybe there's a whole other universe where a square moon rises in the sky, and the stars laugh in cold voices. And some of the triangles have 4 sides, and some have 5, and some have 5 raised to the 5th sides. In this universe, there might grow roses which sing. Everything leads to everything. Go to your church and listen to your stories about Jesus walking on the water. But if I saw a guy doing that, I'd scream and scream and scream, because it wouldn't look like a miracle to me. It would look like an offense."
True. I believe in that.
And what he's talking about is that when you open up your mind to believe in anything, and for me, I relate this to the paranormal world pretty significantly. If I say there are aliens, then I have to open up the possibility to ghosts and spirits, or vice versa. If I say there's ghosts, then there has to be a heaven. There has to be a hell. There has to be some kind of paranormal dimension. Everything leads to everything. And that's what he's talking about. It offends your grasp on reality, your sanity. So do what I do, and just don't look down. Don't open up that crack, and everything goes on its merry way, and there's nice symmetry in the universe, and nothing is unexplainable.
So, let me get this right. Your idea to get through life is to put on blinders.
On some things. I'm a victim of my own mind, and I'm just trying to maintain my sanity here just as much as everyone else. And if I do open up my mind to the possibility of those other things, I will not be able to function.
So keep in mind you're an Alice in Wonderland fan, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
I have a tattoo from Alice in Wonderland, by the way. That's why he's referencing that, guys.
And you're sitting here trying to keep a firm grip on sanity
Well, Alice did what I never could do. She went down the rabbit hole.
And reality, right?
I would never go down the rabbit hole. I prefer to cover it up and pretend it doesn't exist.
Oh, okay. So you're not with the Mad Hatter on Everybody's Crazy.
No, and I used to be when I was like 16 or 17 years old. But when I was like 16 or 17 years old, or even 18 or 19, I wasn't very focused on, getting a job and going to my 9 to 5 and all that because I was
busy raging against the machine like the rest of us.
Raging against the machine and, bogged down with the weight of trying to maintain sanity. And I don't have to do that anymore because everything is as I see it. If it is not tangible to me, it does not exist.
Oh.
And you call it weak all day. Then that's fine. And I know there are many people that think that's weak, and that is absolutely fine with me. Because, you know what? I'm doing the best I can, same as everybody else is. And that may be the most honest thing I wanted to say the F word, I'm sorry. That may be the most honest thing you'll hear out of anybody. Ask these people why they do what they do. Then you won't hear a truer answer than that. Because at some point you got to admit your own faults. Anyway, let's get on to this paranormal news here. I'm sick of talking about this crap. Or are you going to attack me some, husband? You're muted.
Oh, true. I'm busy trying not to cough and stuff. Bill Murray teasing yet again that it's not dead.
Anyway.
Ghostbusters 3.
Ghostbusters 3. Not going to happen. That is one of my pipe dreams, and I wish it would happen. But
I know, and I don't know why he keeps playing the, ooh, it's not dead yet. Why is he doing that?
Well, pretty soon he's going to be dead, and then it really will be dead.
Yeah, he should. Okay, so what you're saying is that Bill Murray should be saying, I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead yet, so, don't take it off the table,
Richard Pryor did a tour under that name, didn't he? Or a show. I'm not dead yet.
Yeah.
It was before he died.
When he was all strokey, yeah. Is that bad?
Good.
Call it strokey?
No, I liked Richard Pryor.
You're right. He lived a good enough life.
I mean, whatever. He had to do what he had to do. But, anyway.
What he had to do? What do you mean, like smoked a lot of crack and caught himself on fire?
Like I said, we're all just struggling for our sanity here.
Yeah, and he thought he was Superman, evidently, or something.
Well, everybody thinks they're Superman when they're on crack, apparently.
Rick James did.
Rick James. I have space news.
Yes, I love space.
I love space, too.
It's so hopeful out there.
Anyway.
And cold.
So, traditionally, the way scientists measured, the size of black holes.
With a ruler.
Because they can't see these, they have to measure, the bulge of the universe surrounding it.
Did you say the bulge?
I did. So, traditionally, the bigger the bulge, the bigger the black hole. Right? Because they can't see this black hole, so they got to measure the bulge around it. So, up to this point, up to actually today, this press release was put out. There's always been a correlation in the size of the galaxy to the size of the black hole. They meshed up because the black hole was always as the bulge grew, the galaxy shrank.
The bulge you're talking about is like the bending of the light, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So now it's found that it's disproportionate. And the bulge is growing a hell of a lot faster than the galaxy is accounting for it. So that means that the black holes grow at different speeds. And they have nothing to do with the galaxy surrounding it, which is awesome. This was put out by NASA today. So this isn't some, underground conspiracy website. It's actually NASA's press release. You can check it out on prnewswire.com or go to NASA. And it was from NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory. So they just developed this little theory today, which is awesome. they did a study, and it suggests that two supermassive black holes in their evolution are tied to their dark matter halos. They did not grow in tandem with the galactic bulges. One thing you have to understand about black holes, and I think why I'm obsessed about them, is because I think there's a strong tie there to the Big Bang Theory, right? Because black holes like consume all this crap, right? Stars and all that stuff, but they export like the output is X-rays and like a whole bunch of different types of energy. So there has actually been these shots where the output of a black hole spurted the creation of stars, the birth of stars. So they,
Wait a minute. What did you just say?
The output.
Rewind that. Okay.
The output of black holes
So what you're saying?
catalyzed the birth of stars.
Can I tell you something crazy
Go ahead.
that I have thought forever?
Uh-huh.
I've always thought that like those nebulous clouds and stuff are the other side of black holes.
Well, it seems that that's true.
Like forever.
To some extent. That's a really, really new theory. And there's only been like a couple people that have observed it, but you can go check it out on NASA's blog for more information if you want to look a little bit deeper of it. But there's like 3 or 4 documented cases where they see, where there is or was a black hole bulge, and where the output, the X-rays and other energy forms have hit, there's been the galaxy or birth of stars.
Yes. It had all that stuff had to go somewhere. It doesn't disappear. You can only compress it so far, right? You can't compress an atom smaller than an
Black
atom.
holes are kind of like, they're literally like the recycling centers of the universe.
Yeah.
They just take all the trash and compound it back into energy, which is what it's supposed to be for the creation of stuff. So that it kind of freaks me.
This finally just came out?
It's again, you're not going to see that in your science books for quite a few years, but there's been a couple scientists at NASA that have theorized that. So, you can go check out their blog and take it for what you will. I'm not going to sit here and tout that that's the way it is, but I think it's intriguing.
It is.
And
it's insanely intriguing.
Yeah, there's a couple of different scientists that have kind of concurred on that theory. Anyway, sorry to go on my space rant. You guys know I'm obsessed with it. I don't know why. I just like space.
No, it's good because it's I don't know. It's just stunning to me to think that an idea I had years ago about where does that stuff go in the other side of a black hole and all that kind of stuff. It may be true. It's like, why wasn't that looked at before? Probably because we didn't have the ability, I guess, right?
Yeah, they need crazy-ass telescopes.
Well, no, and also I think it just opens the floodgates to wormhole travel.
Sure.
Through space.
That's
all it does.
There's so little we know about that garbage that it's ridiculous. For me, I think it's intriguing because like 90% of what they come up with is like proven false years later.
Sure.
Like they had this hard and fast theory to exactly calculate the size of a black hole based on the galactic bulge, and not the case anymore. It's definitively wrong now. Black holes can grow a lot faster than the galactic bulge does, and it's just like. It's horrible, but I picture the black holes like Pac-Man, like nom 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 nom, just eating up everything, But they output a lot of good stuff that starts up some new planets, and all that.
Had to go somewhere.
Where there definitively are no aliens anywhere.
In a new planet?
Ever.
Well, no, because it's new. It'll take a while.
There's definitively no aliens anywhere.
Period?
Period.
You don't know.
In my world, there isn't. Moving on.
Yes?
There is this sleeping sickness in Africa, right?
Oh.
It, really messes up people. Swollen bellies and just horrible stuff, right? It's like an epidemic over there. I guess they found 14 cases in 120 people, every 120 people. So that's a pretty big thing. That's like the super flu.
Not to be confused with Superfly?
It's actually, ironically, passed along by the tsetse fly.
Oh, good Lord.
Anyway, the reason I bring this up is this sickness is blamed on witchcraft.
Ah, sure. Blame the witch. Burn her.
Burn
it. Now. Go get it. I'll get some wood.
Listen to this, though. When the disease reaches the brain, the patient loses control of his life. He even becomes violent. That is when the villagers believe that the sick person is possessed by evil spirits.
Ah, it's got to be an evil spirit.
Yeah.
It's the part where you don't wash your hands.
Of course, the WHO is swinging their bat instead of
I hate the World Health Organization.
Everybody does. Instead of trying to actually cure the damn thing, they're sitting here trying to prove that it's not witchcraft. Really? Let's spend our time on like the real important stuff instead of.
It's really important.
Let's cure it instead of talking about, oh, it's not witchcraft. See, it's actually.
Burn it.
Burn the witch.
Burn it. Anytime you say witch, just come back with burn it. Burn it.
Yeah. What's scary is, the World Health Organization believes that if they keep doing the efforts that they're doing in Africa and all this stuff, that some diseases could be totally and completely eliminated by 2020, right?
Oh.
That scares the bejesus out of me for population control reasons. I know that's a callous perspective to take, and you bleeding hearts out there will freak out about it, but, we used to have, like, survival of the fittest. We used to have, people live to their mid-30s or whatever, and then it's done. That's kind of why girls got their periods when they were like 13 or 14 back in the day, so that they could pop out kids starting right away, and you're dead when you're 30-something. Now we're extending life a little bit, so basically we keep making this life longer and longer and longer.
That's what she said.
And we have more and more old people.
Yes. Which are on welfare that I have to keep paying for.
Oh, stop it!
With some of you old folks
stop
dying.
With your Republican, right?
Can't we just get Grandma to die sooner?
No, it's not about that. It's just there has to be a means to the end here, or else Mother Nature is going to do it for us. Population control is imperative. And I'm not saying let's kill off the weakest or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hard ethical question
just
to ask. When do you stop servicing the sick or the elderly? Because population control is becoming an issue and will become a bigger and bigger issue. Eventually, the planet's going to be out of room, homies.
Well, eventually we can eat each other.
Yeah, that'll be tasty. And then we'll get the shakes.
Remember? And the fries.
No, the shakes. Remember from, what's that movie?
Book of Eli, yeah.
Which was an amazing movie.
It was.
So
55's not too old to ask someone to die, right?
Wow.
I mean, how old do you want to be?
Me? 95.
Yeah. 95?
Yeah, I'll be kicking it.
No way.
Mostly because I want to see great grandbabies.
Ugh, no. I probably won't even be able to see them.
Chip wants to do 10 years from now.
I'll have diabetes or
something. He's been saying that forever. The sick part is he'll probably outlive all of us.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thanks, Chip. Scientific American wrote up this big thing on chemtrails.
Yes, I don't like chemtrails. I've seen very few of them down here in the South, though.
Tell me about chemtrails. Tell me what they are, because I don't even understand this whole thing.
Spraying aluminum and some other chemicals out there to make our immune systems fail so they can hit us with these super bugs and then kill us off and do a little population control. And it's all somehow tied into the grand New World Order scheme to depopulate the Earth to about, 500 million people? I've heard the numbers.
Princess, let's look at your theory here a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
So who has the money to produce this mad scientist chemtrail crap?
The reptilians.
Everything. We're assuming third
The
world
Illuminati.
countries do not have the money to produce this kind of garbage, right?
The Illuminati.
Great.
And
the Illuminati, unless
which are
the government
infiltrated by the reptilian.
Stop. You're
Alien.
driving me nuts. Let's just say a government does it, right? Let's say it's the UN.
Which is controlled by the Bilderbergers and the Illuminati. Go ahead.
Sure, it's Illuminati, Bilderberger, whatever you
Just
want.
ask Alex Jones.
Why in the holy hell would they put it over in America? Why wouldn't they put it over a third world country first?
Because what danger is a third world country, Nicole? They don't have money. They don't have mass means of communication.
Yeah, but if the goal here is population control, it's a hell of a lot easier when you're not wiping out your homeland.
There is no such thing as a homeland to them. Your homeland is your planet, okay? Get over that idea of a border.
No, I disagree.
Yeah. No.
Culture shock is still alive and well.
I can still get a burrito in Raleigh just as much as I can get one in Tijuana, so that whole cultural nonsense you can stick.
That's not a fair comparison.
And I can get a brat.
If I went to South Africa tomorrow, I'd be having panic attacks like every 3.5 seconds.
Well,
that's culture shock. Going to Aruba on a resort is not culture shock. It's been conditioned to be Americanized.
No.
We're still trying to spread our religion, except now we just spread our Americanism everywhere.
There's no
like
point in spreading that. You spread money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
so.
What you do.
Can I get back to my grand scheme of the chemtrail?
Oh Christ, go for it.
And the Illuminati and depopulation
Please
of the Earth?
Just don't say reptilians. Every time you say the word reptilians, I go to sleep a little bit.
Well, they're the ones that are doing it all to depopulate us because they're afraid of us because we're smarter than them. And the gray. Both very afraid of us.
Okay, I have a question.
The grand hybrid
all
experiment.
All of our listeners, if you're not in the chat room, please hop in. Here's my question that I posed to you. Do you think Chip is nuts, or do you think there is some legit truth in this?
The chat room is at Pal Talk, and you can look it up at UFO Paranormal Radio Network.
Or just go to express.paltalk.com, log in, and search for UFO. It's UFO Paranormal Radio Network. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, do y'all think he's nuts or what? Because to me that sounds crazy. Aliens and Greys are creating a grand scheme to control our population via the Illuminati. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's one too many conspiracies in there.
They've won it. It's the biggest one. It's the only one that matters from day one. Okay, it's the big enchilada. And that's,
isn't it like using a double negative if you have like 6 conspiracies wrapped up into one theory? Like, it's eventually not I don't even know, Chip. There's too much going on there for me. How do you expect me to even wrap my mind around it when I have...
That's the beauty of it all.
Point 1.
Is that it's too big to fail, right? There's many layers to it. This onion will not fail. You can stop one plan, but there's 6 more in the works.
How come everybody in the chat room agrees with you?
Because I'm right, Nicole.
Jesus. I'm just going to go cry in bed.
Well, you curl up in a ball.
I have no friends.
And you're wondering why I'm stockpiling things.
At least Side Poet doesn't agree with you. She thinks you're stupid. And
Joe thinks I'm stupid.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know Joe's on my side no matter what.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, I'm a fan of Alex Jones. And
of course you're a fan of Alex Jones, the biggest nutball out there.
Busy fighting the machine still, Bilderbergers and all that good stuff. He's out there during the G6 and G7 and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12
the problem
summits.
With fighting the machine is it's perpetuating the disinformation because we're all part of the machine.
Yes,
You're
have to
all
be.
perpetuating it.
Well, you have to be for a while.
The present company included. We all perpetuate all this. If there is this grandiose Build-A-Burger Illuminati garbage, we're all a part of it, man.
Yeah.
Make your mortgage payment this month, Illuminati.
No, that's the not want to be homeless, Adi.
All right, whatever. Also, Joe says that you need to send him some of the good stuff you're smoking.
I need to get in touch with some of the folks I work with for the good stuff, that's for sure. Huh. That's number one if I ever quit that job, is make a short list of individuals that could hook me up. But anyway.
Did y'all see, this was actually posted on Open Minds, there was a spiral UFO spotted over the Middle East?
Yeah, you know what that is? That's that's a hologram.
What?
It's Project Bluebeam. It's not a spiral UFO.
All right, help me out. What the hell is Project Bluebeam?
It's all a part of the plan. All right?
Can you just explain Project Bluebeam with no mentions of Illuminati or Build-A-Burger, please?
I can't do it without it, because that's phase 2 of the bad boy. Is that if we can't kill you off with a phony baloney, with some chemtrails and some aluminum falling from the sky on your ass, and then making you fat and stupid with the GMO food, then when all else fails, we're going to put this big hologram up there that says, E.T.'s coming to eat your face, so do what we say, and then when you come running up to us for help, we shoot you in the face and say, E.T. did it. And then, oh, look, we chased off E.T. We won. And then you say, okay, cool. And then they're like, we got you, sucker. Because now we're running the show because you came running to us for help. With groundwork laid, with brilliant conspiracies like 9/11 and the Patriot Act. Because look how they've been us in protecting us. We haven't been attacked, have we? It must be working. E.T. hasn't come back, has he? We're doing our job. Get in line over here. Now what? Now what do you think? I told you, the conspiracies have multiple layers and many contingencies, because if one fails, the next one's got to work.
So your theory here is that all of these groups are attempting unification by commonality of enemies.
Yes.
Isn't that a
Make up
art of war, actually?
Yes.
Yeah, that is
war on you.
Art of war theory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. None of that. None of that. Just no to everything you just said.
I blew your mind.
No, just no to everything. There's nothing there that even...
I blew your mind because I just laid it out there, all of my research, basically.
Oh, your research. Where do you research, Honey Bunny?
Here, you're looking at it. In my lab.
In your lab? Oh.
The lab of life is what I'm calling it.
Any Bigfoot sightings this week? I need to know. I'm dying.
You go to hell. I don't believe in Bigfoot for 5 seconds.
Oh, you used to, though.
I did. No, I love the idea of a Bigfoot.
You love the idea of paranormal.
Bigfoot existed. You know why? Mainly because I love Chewbacca.
Wow.
Yeah, so I love the idea of a Bigfoot. Please be Bigfoot, but I know they don't exist because you can't eat enough. This thing's an eating machine. He's 400 pounds, okay? Yeah, he's 400 pounds, and for some reason he's the smartest monkey that ever lived, yet he doesn't have a house, you know? And he doesn't wear pants.
We're running out of time here. Do you want the download real quick from Above Top Secret?
It's only 20 minutes. We got time.
Oh.
I'm talking about, you got me going on Bigfoot again. That's somebody that I will be really hard-pressed to have on our show, by the way, in the future. Not only Bigfoot himself, but...
Yeah, Bigfoot probably wouldn't be on.
He's not returning our calls.
No.
Or emails.
Well, his number's unlisted. I mean, maybe we don't have the right number.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. But
did you see they're running the flag? They're actually rowing it over the lake that Nessie resides in, allegedly.
What? Rowing a flag?
The flag, the Olympic flag.
Yes. What about it?
It's going through the...
The one with the rings on it?
What?
the bunch of circles on the Olympic thing?
You're a dope.
The
No,
circles.
it's going through Nessie's homeland there.
See, you mean Loch Ness?
Yes, Loch Ness.
Scotland. Mm-hmm. So the white flag with the rings, the multicolored rings, right?
Yeah.
That's an Illuminati symbol.
You're an Illuminati symbol. Anyway, for the Olympic flag, it is being run right over Loch Ness. So.
Has he come out of the water yet?
No. Keep watching.
I'm looking. But no, I don't. Do you ever see us having a Bigfoot specialist on?
Sure. Why
I mean, cryptozoologist altogether is kind of interesting, I think. It's nice to think these things exist. And let me tell you something. Those people get pissed off when you tell them Bigfoot.
Senator, that's an interesting point. They're rowing across Loch Ness there, so I don't know if they're carrying the torch or not. I saw the flag. I didn't read the whole article, so I don't know if they're carrying the torch.
Listen, what happens if Loch Ness Monster sinks the boat that carries the Olympic torch?
Oh, then we're all screwed, Chip. Then we're all screwed.
Would you believe in Loch Ness at that point? If you see the Loch Ness Monster carrying the Olympic torch in his teeth while it's on fire,
yes.
would you believe it then?
Yes, if he's carrying the torch, specifically the torch, and specifically in his teeth, then yes, I would.
Above water?
Yes.
That would be sweet, wouldn't it? Could you imagine a picture?
I would blame the Illuminati.
Now, you know what? How come no one's, hoaxed that yet?
What?
Or is that just too far out there? Of course Loch Ness can't carry the Olympic torch, you idiot.
Well, the problem...
You moron.
The problem with, Nessie, that they can't, totally debunk, is because that lake's, really big. Really big. Really big.
Deep.
Really big. Nobody credible believes in it, though.
Doesn't the torch go around the world?
I don't know, Chip. I don't follow the Olympics. You know this.
That Bigfoot hasn't gotten their hand on the torch.
That would be hilarious.
God, it would be great. Wouldn't it? Have him, run through the woods, run out in traffic, no one's around him, but he's got a sweatband on, and he's just hauling. That would be huge.
Do you know, is this a famous thing or no? The Travis Walton alien abduction?
Oh, can I get everybody in the room to laugh at Nicole for asking that ridiculously stupid question, please? Is this a famous thing, Travis Walton? Yeah, slightly. Go ahead. What were you going to say about it?
Well, why is that funny?
VZE. I no effing clue.
Yeah, sure. Okay, anyway, what is this?
Who? Travis Walton?
Yes.
He had a movie, Fire in the Sky. He was abducted for days and only thought it was hours. Yeah, go ahead. But he's also on the Mount Rushmore of ufology and abductees, I think. Him and Whitley Strieber.
Never mind, no, I don't want to talk about this anymore if you're just going to berate me. That's fine.
I'm just saying, these guys are...
I don't follow this stuff. How many languages do I need to tell you this in?
Obviously.
Go ahead.
What's
seriously.
your big... I want to hear the news.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Also,
I want to hear the news about
Jeffrey
Whitley.
Pritchett has been talking a lot about Bigfoot lately.
Not Whitley, but...
Yeah, he has.
No.
On his blog.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing sometimes.
He's into Bigfoot lately.
Or something on there.
He's into Sasquatch. Which reminds me, has anybody seen Harry and the Hendersons? Because I love that movie.
Years ago. And I think it's what Matt Moneymaker was inspired by. Actually, he quit law school and decided to go chase Bigfoot.
So, does anybody believe that the zombie attack in Florida is anything besides PCP and bath salts, or?
It's not. Listen, first of all, okay, why do people call it bath salts or go jump?
Oh, because that's like
that.
the street name for it. They legit package it in little tubs and label it bath salts.
Okay, well,
they sell it at head shops.
Is that you can't sit there on Fox and CNN and PMS NBC to quote the great one, or no, that's Mark Levin. Sorry, Rush Limbaugh. My bad. And I'll never quote him again, but he does have the most popular radio show on earth, so I gotta give him some credit, I guess. Fat and hopped up on pills is no excuse to not be an success, I guess.
Get to your point.
I lost my train of thought there for a minute, and I have no idea what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Refresh my memory.
I don't know. You were rambling about something.
Something about Bigfoot?
Oh, Harry and the Hendersons? Which was a good movie.
More than that. Little forward.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah, not Spielberg, for the love of God. Oh.
And your hosts have lost it. Well, one of your hosts has lost his mind.
I have no idea what I was talking about.
That's okay. You rarely do, even when you remember what you're saying.
I got lost on the pills.
For some reason, we subscribe to Laughing Squid, which is a pretty cool blog. Anyway, they posted this little rant on here on how to make fluffernutter donuts. Just thought I'd share that.
Puke.
That actually sounds delicious. Let's see. Oh, the Shroud came into debate again on Coast to Coast. What happened with that?
The Shroud is a fake, and it's one
Who's saying it's a fake now?
I'm getting to it, because I think it's real, okay?
Oh, you think the Shroud is real?
Yes.
Okay.
An astonishing 40 so-called burial cloths of Jesus, or as I like to call him, and most Simpsons fans, this.
And historians are claiming that the Shroud itself was produced 1,300 years after the crucifixion.
In Turkey.
Yep.
Interesting. What else we got? Carbon test carried out.
Go ahead.
In 1988, firmly dated the material to 1260 to 1390. So, yeah, 13,000. I don't get it.
I'm not going to, align the... I don't know. I don't want to debate the scientific garbage because I don't know what I'm talking about, and I don't want to sound like a dope, but...
How do you... this problem?
Isn't the Shroud thing a little bit like those people that see Jesus in macaroni and cheese and stuff?
Oh, that's even more insulting. Mac and cheese Jesus, she said.
They seem like in chicken nuggets and everything.
Chicken nugget and potato chips.
Yeah.
Mold spots on the wall.
Oh, it's Jesus. No, that's just some random mold. You can worship it, though. I think that the Shroud of Turin is something that they'll continue debating, both sides, for, forever.
And grilled cheese, that's right. That is a classic one, too. I can't... Now, okay. So, they're taking it from corners or actual parts of the Shroud where this imprint is on? Do they say?
Who cares?
No, they don't say where these samples are taken. Because they don't want to destroy it, of course, right? Well, I say destroy the damn thing to find out for real. You can cut it in half.
The carbon test carried out in Oxford.
Is anyone really going to miss Jesus' knee?
Firmly dated the material to 1260 and 1390.
Or how about a little part of his hair?
Why do you want the image?
Cut a section where the image is actually on and analyze that.
I'm not going to miss it. I'm not going to miss it. Honestly, they can take it. And I think I'm a Catholic. I mean, I kind of am. So I guess, I can speak for the Catholic Church. Go ahead and take the damn thing. We don't need it.
Yeah. There's all,
Wait, are the Catholics controlling that? Like the Bilderbergers we are?
No, you're a whole different kind of conspiracy.
Isn't that probably in, the Pope's city there or something?
The Pope's city.
Vatican, I know. Yes, it is in the Vatican. So, yeah, it is a Catholic thing. The Shroud is Catholic, so, y'all can't even say nothing about it.
It's like a miracle thing or something.
Yeah. All that crap. I would love, actually, to, hang out at the Vatican for a couple days and get into, the secret, super secret, double secret library there. See what's going on.
Yeah.
They got some old books in there that they keep very secretive. They're jerks.
Well, yeah, because there are a bunch of books that absolutely contradict what they've been saying. You know. More right?
Yeah. In 2009, a Vatican researcher said she had found the words Jesus Nazarene on the cloth, while 2 years later, Italian government researchers claimed the image of a man had been caused by a supernatural flash of light. The carbon test carried out in Oxford in 1988 firmly dated the material to 1260 and 1390. It's just,
isn't that what Nigel Kerner was saying too? That it was a flash of light and all that stuff.
Yeah, Nigel Kerner was a good guess, though, so I don't want to dog him. But yeah, he said it was like
he's good.
radioactive or something. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yes. Yes.
Did you hear about Jack Brody catching a weird-looking UFO on camera in Essex?
Is this viral again?
No, this one was on May 27th. It was in Essex, London. Or, not London, you retard. That would be London. Essex, Britain.
Do you know they're filming Iron Man 3 here in Cary?
I'm kind of tired. Yes, I did know that.
Yeah.
I heard, actually, one of my coworkers was having quite a difficulty getting into work because SAS Institute, which is this very large employer here, that's where they were filming it, actually. So it was, like, totally crazy in Cary.
Yep. There is a red, white, and blue suit of armor that was given photographs.
I must with the Iron Man series.
That were leaked.
Loved it. As soon as Avengers comes out on pay-per-view, I'm getting it as well.
They're thinking that the red, white, and blue suit for Iron Man 3 is actually meant for Captain America.
Yuck.
Interesting.
George Norrie posted this, just a link to it. It's from Daily Mail, but there's this bird with 2 heads and 3 beaks.
Disgusting.
Genetic freak. It's pretty gross looking. It looks like a vampire bird.
The vampire bird.
Yeah.
How's that even possible?
Because it has 3 beaks. It looks like the 2 are like fangs. It's kind of gross.
Fanging away?
Yeah. What kind of radiation caused that, I wonder? So are we actually going to have a guest next week? Like maybe you can confirm it like 2 days before?
We're banning guests.
We're banning guests. Okay.
Yeah. Next week.
I don't think I can continue to eat on this crap.
We're not even going to have humans on next week.
We're just going to have Joe on?
No, Bigfoot.
Oh. Oh, Bigfoot's calling in, finally.
We're going to see if he can get a hold of Loch Ness, and I want to see if he got burned from the torch.
Excellent, excellent. I used to have this book when I was little. It was called Unexplained Mysteries.
Yes.
Have you seen that book?
That book series?
Yeah.
I remember that commercial for those books, the Time Life book series.
I actually like those books. I wish I still had them. And I think I do. I think they're at my parents' house.
Wow. Are you kidding?
Yeah, I think I still have one.
We got to dig those up and look at them.
We can try. I think I still have it. It was like made in like 1981 or something.
It was. No, it was in the 80s. I'll give it that.
It was something in the 80s.
It had to be like 88.
Jeez, I think it was older.
There were a lot of pictures. I remember.
I know it was older than that because my great grandma gave it to me and she died in like 91.
She gave them to you, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I like those books. They were crazy. But anyway, they always covered things like everything from like mummies to Stonehenge to like ghost stories and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
They always freaked me out, but even when I was a little kid, I kind of liked that stuff, so.
Nice. Yeah, well, you know, it's good stuff until you
have to dig out those books, but if anybody's looking for a good like coffee table books, they're like these big, massive like hardcover things full of pictures with just like weird mysteries in them, you know.
Hopefully they know what we're talking about. Most of these people do.
Go to Amazon.com and look up Unexplained Mysteries. You'll see it.
Look it up yourself, you bum.
I know, right? Come on.
Got time for this garbage.
That's all y'all's problem. Above Top Secret. That's what I just wanted to blow through really quickly.
Yeah, what do they got?
You know, people in in the forums constantly, reporting a strange creature off Lake Erie. Apparently there's a new reason for America's war on Syria, which is confronting Iran and protecting Israel.
Wait a minute.
Just leave it go.
What happened to Lake Erie Monster, and then you jump straight into
Because we have 4 minutes left. I'm just doing headlines here, buddy.
I don't know what the hell's going on there. Wait a minute. Why is it news that we're there to protect Israel?
I don't know.
Why is that news to anybody?
It was a big write-up.
So stupid. You're a moron. That's what it's always been about. Not you per se, but you're a moron if you think we're in the Mideast for anything else.
Supposedly, a giant Global Hawk unmanned drone crashed in Maryland during routine training sessions. So, and everything I'm reading...
Must not have been too routine. They crashed it.
Everything I'm reading here, by the way, take it as you will. These are from Above Top Secret's forums, which, can be hit or miss.
Is Above Top Secret run by the Illuminati?
Yes.
Or the Bilderbergers?
Bilderberger.
Are they a bastion of truth?
Bilderberger runs everything, apparently.
Justice in the American way.
By the way, that list that you put out on Twitter of the words you can't say without being monitored by the government...
Yeah.
I am considering just saying all those words on my Twitter streams. Just one after the other for no point other than to tick off the government.
Maybe we should send to each other. Email.
We can. I'll go at Mine Cemetery bomb.
Yeah, bomb in your face. Anthrax.
At Mine Cemetery. Yep. Conspiracy.
Yeah. Hate the government. Just 3 words. We'll email.
Here's a good one from Above Top Secret before I let you go. Ted Turner called for a reduction in the population of the Earth by 5 billion people.
I told you!
No.
And I'm a moron, right?
This is from forums. These people... just leave it go. I'm not even starting.
Which is where all the good information gets disseminated.
That is.
Okay.
That's where the common man can make his story heard.
Yes, we are common. Mm-hmm. Well, we're uncommon, because we actually get to talk about this in front of 5 people.
That's true. You heard about the KKK wanting to adopt...
I don't want to talk about that anymore. I want to talk about something else real quick.
Oh, go for it. Go.
Your stupid KKK reference. I don't even know what the hell you were talking about.
They were trying to adopt a portion of the highway, and the highway people were like...
they won't let them clean it up?
Yeah.
They don't want them cleaning it up?
Correct. Yeah, the white suits are a little bit distracting, Chip.
Do they really have to wear them?
I don't know.
Can't you just pick up trash and get a little sign?
Touch that group with a 20-foot pole. I mean,
well, let them do some work.
They're like, hey, can I give you money and volunteer to help sick kids on Saturdays? And they're like, no, fine.
I think yes, but when you tell us where you're from, they're like, I think some people can die today.
Yeah, we're fine. We don't need anything.
I don't think we're going to get any better here.
Meanwhile, there's like some sick person with lupus like standing right behind him. No, we're okay. I'm good. Nothing.
He's good. Don't worry about him. He's hungry. Nah, he can go a little longer. I'll be there in a minute.
You have 1 minute, so get to your little story.
When you were talking about the cracks and... Oh, it's too much. You don't believe in heaven or hell? You don't believe in angels, demons? Because if you believe in one, you need to believe in the other. Or else you're a hypocrite.
Everything leads to everything. That's my rules.
Oh, so there's no heaven for you?
There's nothing.
No hell?
There's nothing.
You're a nihilist. It's like the Big Lebowski in here.
iOS 6 was announced today. Woohoo!
What's iOS 6?
iOS.
Shut up, dork. Show's over.
Next week, Monday. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, it's the Caps Wrap-Up show, and I think those people actually show up.
That's right.
Hopefully we can get the speaker. His name's John Michael, and Nikki Maroc from Inspire, or maybe George Mathis even from Inspire to come on for the first hour and shoot the breeze. When it comes to Chris Booth, I don't know. I'm not really pissed at him. I was pissed with the first guy that, ducked out on us, but This one
This
I'm
guy
not.
just kind of had a poor publicist.
Yeah,
that screwed up the Times.
Publicist issue.
And just to clarify, because I'm seeing some chatter in the chat room, those last couple of things I said, those are real headlines that I buzzed through, again, those were from above top secret, just forum headings. Okay? Yeah. There is no truth that I can measure in any of those. Okay? Maybe if you want to do some actual research, go for it. But Ted Turner did not say that. Okay? It was made up.
Yeah. Who made it up? Above top secret?
Somebody, yeah.
Show's over.
Probably.
Oh, God.
All right, later, guys. Have a great night.
Yes. That was quick. That was a quick hour.